Hey everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Alrighty, I've got the final flip through of this Halloween junk journal that I got made for this 2022 season. I keep trying to say 2023 because I've been getting my planners and stuff ready for next year. But anyway, let's get into the flip through. So if you are just joining us and you haven't seen any of the making of videos, pretty much what I did was I created these big tags from this template that I made, or that I had created from, I can't remember if this was a digital kit or if I found it on Pixabay or Pexels, which are two copyright-free image sources. Sorry, I've been running around like crazy today. I feel like I'm talking in fast forward. I'm going to take a breath and then I'm going to breathe and then we're going to calm down a little bit. So anyway, I took the template from these. I had cut this out and then I just created a template from some cardstock that this is actually the paper pad or sheets that I had used. It's a DCWV, die cuts with a view, from a long time ago. I don't have the date anymore, but it's an older one. If you're interested, it's called Flower Emporium, and they're kind of cool. So let's go ahead and get started. So yeah, I turned it into a tab bound journal. So all the tabs here are fabric that I had originally started with just plain muslin color, and I dyed them with a very watered down black acrylic paint, and then cut them into strips, and as you can see they're sewn in as well, so it's very sturdy. Throughout the journal you'll also notice that there's these Tim Holtz kind of vintage pearls that I've used throughout, which are really cool. And then there's lots of Tim Holtz ephemera as well. The paper pad itself, the paper is a bit shiny, probably more shiny than, there you can kind of see it. So most of them are going to kind of have this little bit of a sheen to it. So I guess just FYI if that is a problem for you. I know a lot of junk journalers like to have matte paper and everything, and I don't disagree. I also thought that these papers were too cool not to use. So there's kind of a botanical Halloween kind of a idea. So it's really kind of cool. So anyway, so I think I've got all the nuts and bolts taken care of. So we'll just go ahead and get started. So this front page, I guess the cover of the journal, I did this collector of curiosities because I kind of felt like it was very fitting for this style of journal. In my mind, I always think of who might use the journals that I create and what might they use them for. And for this one, I kind of thought, well, maybe if you're like me, I don't necessarily want to have a Halloween journal for all of October, or maybe not for all of, like, doing an October daily. So I instead might want to take whatever photos and memories from probably like that week of Halloween, or, you know, parties that might happen for kids or even yourself, like adult parties, and just kind of document that stuff into a Halloween journal. So that's kind of where my head was going with this. I thought there's plenty of collaging and really interesting stuff, but I also tried to keep plenty of open space for, like, say if you wanted to add some journaling here, or if you wanted to add some photos of your friends or family on this page and journal about it. So kind of that's the idea of where I was going with this journal. Okay, so on this first page we've got a Tim Holtz door, and let me pull this up closer so you can see it. So you may recognize it. It's pretty familiar if you're familiar with his Halloween ephemera. I took the two shutters. They're actually, you can pull them off completely. I had originally wanted to put washi tape here so that they would just stay open like that, and some of the residue from that is still keeping this one from coming off completely, and I just haven't forced it. You could easily do that, but this other one is coming off. So behind this side I have this girl here, and then let me open this one. On the other side it says the young girl became possessed. And she's really creepy. so that is that page, and that just tucks right back in. And yeah, I added little black velvet pieces of ribbon there so that you could have something to pull open the little doors with. Got another page here that's empty, ready for your journaling or photos or whatever you might want to add. Here we've got made this into a tuck spot here, and then this you could add some journaling if you wanted to. This is actually a belly band, so tucked behind that is this x-ray of a bug. Yuck. And so he just tucks in there. In this little tuck spot I've got some more journaling space, just a little collage there, and some tea-dyed paper. And that just tucks right in. And then I actually have pulled the little paper clip off. Here is a little file folder, Tim Holtz, and I just added one of his transparency butterflies, and then that opens up to skulls and icky things like medical instruments, and then on the tab there just says Henry A. Potter 435. And then tucked inside is some more journaling space. So we've got carbolic acid, and then the backside you could journal on. And then this is from Pixabay. I know for sure that this one is. And like, you know, a chemist's shop or something. And then again, you can journal on the back side of that. And actually, I think I put them that way so that they wouldn't be distracting. And then I just use this to close it all up so it doesn't come out. Maybe these tiny things are hard to work with. And then we've got a few little pearls on that page as well. Another page where I think this would be really great if you did a collage of your own pictures or something, and then maybe journaled on this side. Over here we've got a transparent sticker, and then some more of that transparent washi of the skeleton. Okay, sorry, dealing with my fingers are kind of weird today. It's hard to turn pages. Again, I thought this would be a really cool place to add some photos or something. We've got some more of those pearls up here, and then that metal piece, it says Foolish Mortals. It's another Tim Holtz piece. This side we've got some tuck spots. I've got this transparency tucked in there. You know, you could write on the back of this, or you could just keep it the way it is, or you could even put some paper, journaling paper, on the back side if you wanted to really use that for journaling. But there is space here to journal on the backhand side of the page if you wanted to do that instead. And then here, I'll just leave that out. This here, it says for skill and amusement only. And then we've got another journaling card, a little skeleton there. So some bits and pieces from creating the journal. And that just tucks in right there. Tuck him back in. And then up here, I've got another belly band, and you don't have to keep that there if you didn't want to, but tucked into that is another piece of tea-dyed paper with some skeleton bugs and toxic, and that's being held into place with another one of these little tiny attachers from Tim Holtz. Another great spread for journaling and pictures if you want, or whatever you wanted to do. If you wanted to do your own collages, this would be a really good book for that too. If you wanted to do your own Halloween collages in addition to what I've done there. Really cool. Same with this page. I did do a little bit of decorating, so it says Dearly Departed, and then you've got some more of those little pearls kind of scattered around. There's a really cool skull lurking in the background on that page. Here we've got a black lace pocket, and this is sewn down, so it's very secure. Great space for journaling here, more space for pictures, of course. Tucked into that, we've got cobwebs, transparency. This is a tarot card from I put all my stuff away. I was just looking from Michael's from several years ago. I don't think you can get them anymore unless you found them used or on some buy-sell trade site or something. But I didn't do the tarot idea necessarily, so I've backed them with some tea-dyed paper instead, and then sewn all around the edges as well. And then this actually also is from Michael's, from the same time of when these skeleton washi and the bug washi were available, again several years ago. This is a sticker, so it is transparent as well, so you could actually you could do either using this to write on if you wanted to just keep it this way, or you could use it as a sticker somewhere in this journal. I think it was be pretty cool used either way. Here we've got another great page. This actually does have raised bits of things on the paper itself, and then I've added those pearls here, and we've got another collage down here that I've turned into a pocket. So we've got our crow, some more pearls and things, and then that washi tape of the bugs. And then tucked into that we have a spooky journaling session with more space to write there on the back. We've got a city coroner tag, obviously not a real one, smaller than you would find, but more journaling space on that. And then here is a chloroform liniment. Ooh, that's hard to say. Anyway, more journaling space on the back side of that one. So those all tuck in nicely there. Okay. This page is a page full of pockets. I'm not going to pull everything out because, you know, it's kind of tucked in there. Another Transparency by Tim Holtz. You've got two Tim Holtz children that you could put somewhere else in the journal if you wanted to. Tucked behind that one, we've got a poison label. This is one of those tarot cards, and I just kept this one as it was. I thought this was kind of fitting for the journal. And then another one of these that you could use for more journaling space. And then tucked into the Tim Holtz Kid. And then tucked into the top, you've got two more of those nice journaling tags. These were dyed with that watered down black acrylic paint, like super watered down. And I just did it the same way I would do my tea dyeing if I were to have the water in like 13 by 9 pan, and then put your paper in and let it soak for just a minute, and then pull it out and let it dry. That's how I did those. So another great page for journaling or photos if you want. Same here. And then I did a little flip open here with a tuck spot. So let's look at the collage. We've got some creepy little girls. Says From Regions Beyond, with some trim here and a little bug. And then behind that we've got more journaling space here, and tucked underneath there is another little journaling card that I just created a little tab hole kind of situation. So there's that one. Okay, and then on this page we've got a Tim Holtz guy. You can use this for some more journaling if you want. Tucked into that spot we've got a pelvis bone skeleton, and then here this is just tipped in, and space for some more journaling here. And you can of course journal all along these margins as well if you'd like. Actually, I think that would look really cool if you did that. Same with on this page, and we've got a belly band with another journaling card. This just opens up like that. So I put one of those skeleton stickers there, and then this is another Tim Holtz label. And some black lace here on this page. This one was a little bit more botanical looking, I felt, so kind of did one of the Tim Holtz pieces of ephemera with some one of his transparency Halloween butterflies, I think from last year. And then this one says, oh, elixirs and potions. I can read. This font is hard to read. And some more little snippets there. And then tucked into that, I made this journaling card with little flowers. And then that just opens up for some more journaling space there. So like I said, you've actually got quite a bit of journaling space. I mean, and you could put photos back here if you wanted to do that. You could put photos or journal over here. I mean, it's a little bit busy, but honestly, if you just use a black pen, it would show up really well. And then, okay, on this page, I just used one of those little tiny attachers, and I added this charm. Hopefully you can see it. It says Beware. It's another Tim Holtz little charm. And this one actually came from Crafty Cat USA. Not a Halloween digital kit at all, but I thought that they looked, she especially, kind of creepy, a little bit scary. So I went ahead and I had it left over from a different project, and so I went ahead and used it in this journal. So there's that, and then you can journal on the back side. And again, this whole page is free for whatever you want to use it for. This does have that raised kind of glittery effect to it that DCWV likes to do. Hopefully you can kind of see with the sheening there. There's little skeletons kind of hidden in here too. So it's definitely Halloween paper. It's deceptively Halloween paper. Over here we've got another pocket at the bottom here, and again you could journal here if you wanted to. Just glued on the number 31 down here. I love this tea dye, how this is so grungy. And then I took one of the Tim Holtz cards in one of his ephemera packs, and I just added some tea-dyed paper on the back so that you could have some more journaling space, and sewed around the outside edges, so that just tucks in there. This is another little pocket. It's a shallow pocket, and tucked into that one we've got a skeleton head. Again, it's a sticker. I did that so that it wasn't white when you open it on the other side of the page. But again, this is another transparent sticker, so you could do either using it for journaling if you want, or stick it somewhere in the journal. Here is a scrap piece of tea-dyed paper that I just turned into another little journaling spot with a transparent sticker there. So those just tuck neatly down into that little spot there. Yep, I didn't get it quite right. I had it. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I just tried to hide some of the white from the other side. Again, this is that same paper as what was on the front page, so just a little bit shiny, has a bit of a sheen to it. You got some creepy little bugs. I feel like there's probably, some moths. Caterpillar. I feel like there, spider webs behind there. Maybe no skulls on this particular piece, but there are skulls hidden in that as well. This one is a tuck spot. I didn't put anything behind it because I thought that this writing was really cool. But if you wanted to add, and actually I'll include a bit more paper with this journal that will match the other journaling cards, so that you can add that to this page or whatever page you might want to add it to, so that it'll all be matchy-matchy. Again, I created a space for some journaling here, and then the rest of this page was just all collaged. This does come out, and you could journal on the back side. This I just distressed with my distress stain. Just as a note, though, put it in this direction. If you try to put it in this direction, it gets caught on the edge of this paper, so it's just easier to do it this way, I found. And then you can pull it as far out as you want it to go, like so. Got some little fuzz there or something. And then down here we've got some more of that washi with the skeletons. We've got another little scratch piece of paper with a skull there, and then this is glued down. But you know, you could add your own little photos down here, or your own stickers, or you know, up here if you wanted to. There's all kinds of room to add that kind of stuff in the little nooks and crannies in this journal. On this side, we've got lots of journaling space in the margins, and then on the flap as well. Another collage here, and then tucked into that pocket is this periodic chart of the atoms, which that's pretty darn cool. It's another transparency from Tim Holtz. And then this was from that Crafty Cat USA digital, from that other photo. From this photo is just too wide, so I ended up turning this into kind of like a tab, and then poison, and then skeleton bugs washi again. Here we've got some of those vintage pearls, and then there's some room for writing there. This page, really creepy. The backside of a skeleton, you don't usually see that, but again, you could use this for writing or photos or whatever you might want to do. This was another piece of tea-dyed paper, and I just took some of that ephemera from Tim Holtz and one of his stickers of words and turned it into a little journaling card. And that just tucks right in there underneath that little tiny attacher. This page is pretty busy. This is a big belly band, and I kept it simple. Again, just added some more paper for you to use however you might want to use it. You could put pictures on there, you could journal, you could do whatever you wanted to do. Could completely remove it and put something else in there. And then this side, again, great room for a little bit more journaling. You maybe put a picture on top of that butterfly. I don't know. You do what you want to do with this. I just try to give you a kind of a fun blank slate, I guess you might say. So this spread, again, we've got two pockets. So a pocket here and then a pocket here. Did some collaging on both sides, so we've got some transparency bats that are completely glued down. Same with all of this. This says October 31st, and then she is one of the Tim Holtz dolls with some poison and some bugs, and you could journal there a little bit. Tucked into this one, we've got this creepy, I don't know where that is. Maybe I feel like it's Transylvania. That's what my brain tells me. But I'm not sure. And again, turn that into a journaling card. How did I have this? Maybe like that. And then this side is another journaling card with this sweet little girl holding up a sign of or something of a skeleton bug. And then down at the bottom, it says Spirit Merchants, something of fuchsia, leaf of fuchsia, And then wool of bat and tongue of dog, eye of newt and toe of frog is what that says. So she's a little witchy witch. And then some more journaling space on the back side. All right, getting close to the end. So here we have a great page for yet more journaling if you want, photos, whatever you want to do. This is a very slim little tuck spot, and I didn't want to put too much in there. So again, another tea-dyed piece of lined paper, and then I've distressed that. So that tucks in there. It's a little snug. I might not, okay, there we go. So that tucks in there. And then another one of those tarot cards, whoops, that I have backed with some tea-dyed paper and sewn around. And actually, I think this would make a really great mat for a photo of someone or something. And then you can kind of like write about the photo maybe. That's probably what I would do with it. Actually, I like this better. Let's let that raggedy edge hang out. All right, and so we're at the end page now. The end page is just another kind of collage, but I've left room if you wanted to add some of your own touch to it. Here we've got just some lace, black lace. Behind that, I did use a bit of tea-dyed paper just so that you could kind of see the lace a little bit better. Some more of those vintage pearls, and then of course some Tim Holtz ephemera and a paper doll. And then in the at the bottom it says "Lost in the Darkness," and we've got a skeleton there if you didn't notice. And these are kind of raised edges on this page again. So that is this Halloween journal. I am going to include this. It's seam binding actually, and I've kind of just roughed up the edges so that it kind of looks like mummy cloth, creepy cloth, whatever you want to call it. And it'll wrap around it if you want to hold it shut with this, or I think you could use this in the journal somehow if you really wanted to too. I think that would look really cool. So I just kind of tie it up like this, and there you go. So she does get hidden a little bit, but that's okay. That way it'll be a surprise when you untie it. And if you don't want to wrap it around as many times, you can obviously maybe cut it in half or third, and it would be a lot less shorter. It wouldn't have to take so long to take it open it and close it every time. Wow. All right, I'm out of practice, you guys. Seriously, I need to get myself back in gear here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me this year as I created this. I really deeply apologize for how disjointed it all was. I'm hoping this is not going to continue quite as bad as it's been. I'll explain more in my next video if you're curious, like kind of what's been happening with me lately. But otherwise, if you're interested in this journal, I'll have it available in my Etsy shop, and I'll put a link down in the description box below. And we have a visitor. Do you want to say hi, Oliver? Yeah? You say hi? Okay, well, he's just going to be annoying. All right, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!